Imagine sharing your life with a creature that does not speak your language, does not understand your rules, and experiences the world in a completely different way than you do. And yet, every single day, that creature chooses to stay close to you. That is what happens when a cat accepts you as part of its life. Many people still believe cats are cold, distant, or incapable of forming deep emotional bonds. Compared to dogs, their affection can seem subtle, almost hidden. Cats do not usually rush toward you with explosive excitement. They do not constantly demand attention or loudly announce their love. But that does not mean the love is absent. In fact, cat affection is often far more delicate, thoughtful, and emotionally meaningful than people realize. A cat shows love quietly, through habit, through body language, through trust. The smallest behaviors can carry enormous emotional weight once you understand what they truly mean. And when a cat sees you as family, it reveals itself in ways that are easy to overlook if you are only searching for human-style affection. For cat, family is not defined by words or roles. It is defined by safety, familiarity, predictability, a being whose presence lowers their guard instead of raising it, someone around whom they can fully relax without fear. That kind of trust is not given casually by a cat. It is earned slowly, patiently, over time. One of the clearest signs is when your cat chooses to sleep near you. Sleep is an incredibly vulnerable state for any animal. In nature, a sleeping creature is exposed to danger. It cannot react quickly. It cannot defend itself properly. That is why cats are extremely selective about where and with whom they sleep. If your cat regularly naps beside you on the couch, curls up at the foot of your bed, or even sleeps directly on your chest, it is not just looking for warmth. It is making a statement of trust. Your cat is essentially saying, "I feel safe enough around you to completely let go." This becomes even more meaningful when your cat turns its back toward you or partially exposes its stomach while sleeping. These are positions cats avoid in situations where they feel uncertain or threatened. To us, it may simply look comfortable or adorable. To the cat, it represents emotional security. You have become part of the environment where it feels protected. Another powerful sign appears in the way your cat greets you. Some cats wait near the door when their human comes home. Others walk toward you calmly, brush against your legs, or let out a short meow as soon as they hear your keys or footsteps. Cats are remarkably good at recognizing familiar sound. They know the rhythm of your movement, the sound of your voice, even the way you open a door. When your cat reacts specifically to your arrival, it is showing that you matter. In cat social groups, familiar cats often greet one another through small gestures, approaching, touching noses, rubbing bodies together, or simply acknowledging each other's presence. When your cat greets you intentionally, it is treating you like a trusted member of its social circle. The greeting may not look dramatic. Cats are rarely theatrical with affection, but quiet recognition can be deeply meaningful. Your return matters to them. They notice your absence. They care when you come back. Then there is the famous head rub. When a cat presses its forehead or cheek against your hand, your face, or your legs, people usually interpret it as simple affection. And yes, it is affectionate, but there is also something deeper happening. Cats have scent glands around their cheeks, forehead, and chin. When they rub against you, they leave behind their scent. This is not about ownership in the controlling sense humans often imagine. It is about familiarity and belonging. Cats create emotional comfort through scent. Objects, places, and beings that smell familiar become emotionally safe to them. By marking you with their scent, your cat is including you within its trusted world. In a very real way, your cat is saying, "You are one of us." Another misunderstood behavior is when a cat shows its belly. People often assume that if a cat rolls over and exposes its stomach, it automatically wants belly rubs. Sometimes that is true, but very often it is not. The belly is one of the most vulnerable areas on a cat's body. Exposing it is an enormous sign of trust. When your cat stretches out on its back in front of you, it usually means, "I do not feel threatened by you." Many cats still dislike having their stomach touched even when they trust you deeply. The important thing is not whether they want petting in that moment. The important thing is the relaxation behind the gesture itself. A cat that willingly reveals its vulnerable side has lowered its defenses around you, and cats do not do that with everyone. Another sign that your cat considers you family is how often it follows you around the house. Some cats behave like tiny shadows. You leave the room, and suddenly they appear behind you. You walk into the kitchen, and they settle nearby. You close the bathroom door, and they wait outside. Not because they constantly need attention, but because they want to remain connected to your presence. Cats are naturally observant creatures. They pay attention to movement, routine, and activity, but they do not waste energy following things that do not interest them. If your cat repeatedly chooses to stay near you throughout the day, it means your presence has become emotionally significant. For many cats, simply being in the same room as someone they trust is comforting enough. Not every cat expresses affection by sitting on laps or demanding cuddles. Some express it through quiet companionship, by existing beside you, watching you, sharing space peacefully. That, too, is love. One especially overlooked sign of trust is when your cat grooms itself near you. Cats do not groom only for cleanliness. Grooming is also connected to emotional state. A stressed or anxious cat remains hyper-alert, constantly scanning its surroundings for danger. A relaxed cat, however, feels safe enough to focus on self-care. If your cat calmly sits beside you and begins grooming itself, it often means your presence makes the environment feel secure. And if your cat starts licking you, the emotional meaning becomes even stronger. Cats groom one another as a social bonding behavior. Mutual grooming strengthens relationships and usually occurs only between cats that feel closely connected. So when your cat licks your hand, arm, or even your hair, it is engaging in a deeply social act. The rough texture of their tongue may feel strange, but in cat language, grooming is a sincere gesture of closeness and acceptance. Another fascinating sign appears in the way your cat communicates with you. Many cats develop unique vocal patterns specifically for their humans. Certain meows, chirps, trills, or tiny conversational sounds become part of a private communication system between cat and owner. Interestingly, adult cats do not meow at each other nearly as much as they meow at humans. Much of their vocal behavior evolves specifically through living alongside people. When your cat responds to your voice, answers your questions with little sounds, or uses different tones depending on the situation, it demonstrates social engagement. Your cat has learned that communication with you matters. It is investing emotionally in the relationship. Some cats even create routines around these exchanges. A greeting meow in the morning, a small sound before meals, tiny conversations at night. These rituals may seem insignificant, but they are part of the social bond you share. Then there are the moments when your cat seeks comfort from you during stressful situations. A loud noise startles them, and they run toward you instead of away from you. Visitors enter the house, and your cat stays close by. During illness, fear, or uncertainty, your cat chooses your presence. This may be one of the strongest indicators of emotional attachment. Animals instinctively seek safety during vulnerable moments. If your cat consistently chooses you as its safe place, then you are far more than just the person who provides food. You are a source of emotional stability. You are protection. Many people miss the depth of feline affection because they expect cats to love like humans or dogs. They look for excitement, obedience, or constant physical attention. But cats communicate love differently. A cat often expresses love through trust rather than enthusiasm. By staying near you, by relaxing around you, by lowering its guard, by weaving you into its daily routines. A cat that sees you as family is not saying, "I need your attention every second." Instead, it is saying something quieter and, in many ways, more profound. "I feel safe being myself around you." That kind of trust is precious because cats do not give it away easily. They are careful creatures, observant creatures. They study people slowly. They notice tone, consistency, energy, patience. A cat may tolerate many humans, but true emotional trust is reserved for very few. Once you begin recognizing these signs, your perspective on cats changes completely. The cat sitting quietly beside you is no longer just sitting there. The slow blink across the room becomes meaningful. The gentle head bump carries emotional weight. The soft footsteps following you through the apartment become tiny declarations of attachment. Even silence starts to feel different. Because love from a cat is rarely loud. It lives in the small moment, in shared routines, in the absence of fear. And perhaps that is what makes feline affection so special. It is intentional. A cat does not trust automatically. It does not open itself emotionally to every person it meets. Trust must be built through patience, consistency, and respect, which means that when a cat finally chooses you as family, that bond carries extraordinary meaning. So the next time your cat curls up beside you, presses its head gently into your hand, or looks at you with sleepy half-closed eyes, remember what may actually be happening beneath those tiny gestures. To you, it may feel ordinary. To your cat, it is the language of belonging. And in your cat's world, belonging means everything.